Are you ready for the divine feminine revolution? Let's get vulnerable and go deep. Hello, and welcome everyone to the Divine Feminine Revolution podcast. I've got special guest Margie Ziegler today, and I just can't wait to hear her story and her insights. She's on a powerful mission to help women live vibrantly,
especially live vibrantly with freedom and with impact. It's really helping people tap into that soul guidance, their own soul guidance. When you take the lowest common denominator, it's really about self-love and feeling your value.
And I think every woman has to face that moment where you have to ask yourself, like, who am I living for? And I think we always have to end up living for ourselves first. But we have so much programming not to do that. And that's where you can look around and go, okay, I think this is the life I wanted. Like, I worked for all these things. It's kind of like that eat, pray, love moment where you're like, I designed this, but it's lacking what my soul is really craving. And so I just so applaud you for having the courage to do that. And that's been one of the major themes that have come through this podcast is that pretty much every woman, whether she left corporate or left a marriage or whatever her own version of a revolution was, she went for it. And most of the people around us kind of think we're crazy. That's why I call it like my midlife crisis, because it does look crazy until you make it. Right? Until you succeed.
It is a process, right? I like to say, I'm not there yet, but I'm on my way. And there is nothing that will stop me. So the self-love is great. And I listen to my soul guidance. And now opportunities have come for me where now I can help other people in a bigger way. So it does start with you, though. You have to help yourself in order to help somebody else. What I wanted to say today, one thing was that my daughters and my granddaughters, they are the most important things in my life. And I want them to see what an empowered woman is like. I want them to know that they can create whatever they want to create in their lives and that they can live the lives that they want to live. And that is so important to me, for them to live that life experience that's empowering, inspiring, where they can be the best versions.
What a beautiful example of the matriarchy in action. And I think a lot of times for many women leaders, and as a healer, when we do our own personal healing, we're healing the generations back and the generations forward.
And then we connect with the people that are right for us along the way. I just get thrilled by these connections and what we call coincidences. They're all miracles.
Yeah, we're building this collective web of all this healing energy that by everyone just putting inspiring aha moments or whatever you're writing in your content, we're putting so much good out into the world. And then when we all link up together, it's just connecting with very beautiful healing web that I think counteracts the control consciousness that so many of us have consumed through our culture.
Right. And competitiveness.
You've kind of been lied to in this competitive sort of capitalistic version, when really, if you look at nature, yes, there is the eating of other animals, but it's in balance and it's all part of the life cycle, and each part nourishes itself. And so what I think of is that divine feminine energy and balance with the masculine. We definitely need that too. Is just inclusion and self-expression and safety and living with trust, trusting yourself, trusting your business. That is so empowering, because when you try to do it the way where you're controlling and micromanaging and second guessing, and we all do it, it's very human, but all of that doubt and spinning out just can stir out all the energy. And so bringing it back in and just being like, I'm going to trust my feeling and my wisdom to take me through to the next level.
Absolutely.
How do I do a business that feels good to me?
And like you said, we need to have the balance of the male energy too. That's the action part, right? We have to do action too. We can't just sit there and eat bonbons all day. But that feeling part is so important, because that's what guides us and that's what taps us into our own soul when we can really connect with that. And so just allowing ourselves to receive what our next step is, but not using the push energy. And that's what I found what I was doing wrong. I'm 61 right now, and I'm still noticing, I'm using push energy. I'm doing all these things and I'm working so hard and it's not really working. Some of it does, but That's not enjoyable. That's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to be. And it's really about who we become. And some of it's grit, yes, but we have to be in alignment with it. It has to be right for us. And sometimes receiving and then moving forward in more of a fun way in our business.
And human design came into my life, and I learned was 2-6, which is hermit and role model. And it made so much sense because there is this side of me that does love to be in the spotlight and loves to talk to people and connect and is like extremely extroverted. But then there is this side of me that is like the mystic and the, is like when you're an energy healer, like things can be good. So we need that time to like ground and, do our own work. Just give you permission to go for it in a way that feels good for you and probably in a way that like other people may not understand what the hell you're doing. But it's okay because eventually, like, when it clicks, then people are coming to you and being like, "How did you do it?"
Absolutely. Isn't that the thing?
Thanks for listening to the Divine Feminine Revolution podcast. Make sure to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Want to keep the conversation flowing? Find us where revolutionary women gather to listen to their hearts, monetize their gifts, and change the world.